David Nguyen, the stalker, predator, and financial abuser, now plans on visiting a well-known lolcow in Akron, Ohio. You see, David is known for defending lolcows to death and denying any allegations against all of them, believing every last one of them to be only a victim of cyberbullying. Really relating with these jits having mounting evidence of his own stacked against him. Let's get right into this. In fact, David feels so strongly about defending Cyraxx this time in particular, he has to take this little trip down to Akron, Ohio in order to talk to Goblin Boy about the cyberbullying I guess he endures. Though, generously, David seems to want to buy the little guy a gaming PC too to help Chanceypoo with his content creation. If you could even call what Chance makes content, like genuinely what is this? Hard to call Cyraxx's videos content, more like nightmare fuel. We see here it seems David might have already booked his flight out, which is interesting considering this fella does not have a job and still owes his buddy, I guess you could call him, $400. I wonder where the fart this David fellow got the money for this trip then. I'd have a few guesses and none of them would be legal. David's very familiar with fraud, particularly in using other people's info for credit cards. What we do know is that coming from David's own mouth, he's currently out on bond for a case, and if you aren't familiar with that, you can't leave the state when you're out on bond. That's like pretty illegal, I'd say. Although David seems very confident and proud of finding workarounds or keeping things private when it comes to stuff like this. We'll just have to see. For any fellas familiar with Cyraxx, this might end up being a Tibbs TV-like situation. A Cyraxx defender turning themselves into a full-on lolcow, and they catch the attention of the bigger community around with freaks like these guys. You can't defend Cyraxx, the Goblin Boy PDF, and not be a terrible person yourself, it seems like. Don't you guys worry though, he doesn't seem to want to back down. David even went as far as celebrating the death of Music Biz Marty, calling it a win for falsely accused lolcows everywhere. Like, this shit is just awful, bro. We need to get eyes on David from bigger fellas like Kiwi or Lemur. For jits not familiar with Chance Wilkins, he believes himself to be a musical genius and successful content creator, when in actuality homeboy is a predator and one of the worst of them compared to other lolcows. I mean, just look at the guy. Point is, Cyraxx is essentially a proven, terrible, awful predator, and you can only assume what type of person you gotta be to find peership in a guy like that. David, though, in a way, feels a real comfort in what he thinks is anonymity. It accounts for every post, countless YouTube channels with voice changers ripping other people's content for background video, and claiming he'll never be a mainstream lolcow because of his allegations, because all his allegations aren't true, and the likes of Kiwi Tapes or some other big lolcow commentary channel haven't covered him. It seems though he's getting scared of the bigger community finding him with his recent deletion of his Twitter DN Media USA from gaining a little attention in the Cyraxx community. Don't you guys worry though, he doesn't seem to want to back down and says he'll go wherever he wants when told to stay out of the Midwest. Nguyen has felt way too comfortable filing false copyright strikes on the small channels that cover him, including mine, which is great to see. He's been so successful in doing so, even though he's constantly ban evading from how many channels he's gotten taken down for blatantly ripping other people's music and movies and such. Frustrated to no end that my video wasn't taken down, we can see this new channel interestingly made the very same day I dropped the video on this jit, ranting about how my video actually doesn't follow fair use, but somehow him using unaltered full-length copyrighted music or movie clips is. As a quick update for you fellas, still currently stalking a Vietnamese folk singer from St. Louis whose name is probably NGA. I don't know how to say that and risk being canceled if I try. I'm just gonna spam some of his freaky Twitter posts here real quick because my ass is not reading some of this weird freaky shit. If history really does repeat itself with his alleged upcoming visit to Chance's house, he won't be this unknown lolcow he claims to be much longer. I'll keep my grubs updated on the guy, just subscribe to be one of them. But thanks for finishing the video, jits, and for those of you who love me, man, I appreciate it. I love you fellas too. Later, grubbas. Anonymity. Anonymity. Fuck. Is anonymity. Fuck. Anonymity. Making. Fuck. How do you say that? Fuck. Hold on. How the fuck do you fucking say this shit? Google Translate this shit.
Anonymity.
Yeah.